Hello and welcome. I'm Adri Gregan, and today I'm here for an update video. I'm here to talk about plans, polls, and Patreon. And this is something I've been debating when I should exactly put this together, since I obviously my schedule's been a little bit wonky as of late, so I'm a little bit further behind on JJK than I expected to be. So this video, which is essentially a poll video as well as a few other updates, got pushed back a little bit. So I decided to record it now, and I'll just have it up, and I'll just have the poll up a little longer than I think, because I'll probably be finishing JJK catching up on season 3 rather by the end of February, perhaps at the start of March. And then at that point, the schedule and the full shift will be fully in motion. So I suppose a 2 weeks advance notice is fair enough, and plenty of time for the poll for you to take your votes to potentially join Patreon if you're interested, but I'll get more to that in a minute. So before I go into the poll, though, into the meat and potatoes, the contenders for the replacement for JJK, I'm going to talk about the new schedule I'm going to have going forward. This is not set in stone, however, I'm pretty confident in it. And as you can see, I'm still finishing up some of the finishing touches of it, but this is what I'm looking at right now. Essentially, as you can see, Monday, Wednesdays are going to be what I call the modern masterpiece slot. This is going to be for shows like JJK and frankly Frieren, just modern shows that are currently ongoing or that aired recently, like within the last, let's say 5 years or so, and are maybe not necessarily masterpiece worthy. I'm not only going to be looking at things that are like 9.0 or above. It's going to be up to you guys, but it's going to be just mainly more concurrent shows, more modern shows. The Tuesdays and Thursdays slot, however, is going to be for older shows. Not necessarily like 90s or 80s, not that old, though I wouldn't be opposed to that, but it is the slot that I have lovingly called How Have I Not Watched This Yet? Or Heen-Witty. This Heen-Witty slot is going to be for shows like FMA Brotherhood, like Hunter x Hunter, the shows that I really should have seen before by now, but I somehow haven't. Bleach is another one. I hate to disappoint you. I'm not going to be putting One Piece on here. It is not a show I'm interested in watching, especially not on the channel, because it's just too long. I do not question the quality of it. I know it's an incredible show, but it's just not fitting for this show, for both my schedule and just for my type of video. So Frieren technically is more fitting for the modern masterpiece, but obviously it's just kind of, I'm watching it right now. So once I finish it, then my first Heen-Witty poll will come on and we will begin the proper, Heen-Witty slot. In the meantime, Frieren just takes that slot. As you can see, on Friday is going to be my weekly watch list. This is going to be generally reserved for shows that are either ongoing or shows that have just recently aired, if there's nothing ongoing that I want to watch, that you guys maybe want me to watch. In this case, it's going to be Jujutsu Kaisen for the foreseeable future, and perhaps I'll look ahead in the next season of anime that's upcoming, and I'll see what I can sub for it in its place. But this is basically just going to be the ongoing show slot. On Saturday is this one's just for me, or Taj FM as I call it. It's basically just shows that you have not asked for, and there's not going to be a poll for this one. At least I don't plan for there to be. It's going to be MHA Vigilantes, then when I'm done with that, season 2. And then after that, I'm probably going to be watching Fate Strange Fake, because I'm a huge Fate fan. So this is really just going to be like Saturday morning cartoons for me, and just something that I can enjoy. Then finally, Sunday is kind of just my open slot. It's a day that if I missed any one of these days, I can upload. Maybe like I missed a Frieren on Thursday, so I'll upload it on Sunday instead. Another idea is that I might make it a stream day, where I just stream for like an hour or so, or knowing me, probably like 2 hours, and we can just hang out and just talk about our week, talk about shows that I've been watching, shows that I haven't been watching on the channel that I've just seen, talk about manga, just really anything. And it's just kind of going to be open. And then there's also a little project I'm thinking of working on that I might upload it to this channel, or I might upload it somewhere else. I'm not sure, but it's something I'm also considering uploading on Sundays, but we'll see. It's very open. But yeah, that's kind of my schedule moving forward. As you can see, there are still 2 main shows, the Modern Masterpiece and the Heen-Witties. But I think this is a little bit easier because this one allows me to not quite watch more shows per se, but it gives me an open slot to watch shows that are ongoing while also having like two main shows that you guys are voting for and I'm watching twice a week, while also providing a little bit of breathing room with Sunday. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of here. If you do have another idea or you have alternate suggestions, I'm very much open to them. But until then, this is kind of what I think I'm going to have moving forward. And of course, by moving forward, I'm referring to once I'm done with JJK, caught up with season 3. So probably this will take place around the start of March or so. Now, of course, the modern masterpiece here is open. The reason for that is because I'm currently watching JJK. Once I'm done with it, though, I'm going to be switching it with a new show. And that's where I'm introducing my modern masterpiece poll. What show will replace JJK on my bi-weekly watch list? So, before I get into the actual contenders, I'm going to talk about the poll itself. I've been thinking about how I should organize this, different ways I could structure it to allow people to vote and allow a more fair and also more educational voting system. Something that not just allows me to see what people most want to watch, but also get a general feel for what people think about certain shows. This is, if you're familiar with him, this is inspired off of what Teabu does, where it's both positive and negative votes, basically. You get to vote on every single show, and you get to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 meaning you absolutely don't want to see it, and you don't even want to see it anywhere near my channel. 5 being, please, 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 I really want this. So it's going to give me a good gauge on what shows people are kind of lukewarm about, what shows people really don't like, and what shows people really do like. And it allows me to just get a general gauge, not just of my audience, but on these shows and what I'm kind of, how these are looking and how I might adjust polls in the future. And also I think it makes it a little bit more interesting rather than just voting for a certain show and then just calling it a day. I think this allows for a much more complex and interactive, really engaging poll. And just perhaps I can also, when I make the video announcing who wins, I can also show you the stats and show you how people are feeling about them and just how this goes. And I think it could be really interesting that way. And we can really make it an experience rather than just you click a button and then you make your choice, move on. It's in that I'm going to talk about Patreon. Effectively, Patreon members get a bonus when, as long as they're subscribed to my Patreon as a paid member. I do have several different tiers here, and basically each tier, as you'll see here, have different bonuses. For the most part, I don't really have a whole lot in my Patreon to offer. It's mainly just basically like my tip jar. However, it does give you access to my unaltered reactions without the visual filter over it. And it also allows you, the big thing is the bonus points for the polls. So if you are spending $2, giving me $2 a month, then you get a bonus point to all votes. So if you look back over here, if you vote 1 on a certain show, then it'll be -3 votes instead of -2. If you vote a 5, it'll be +4 votes. Simple enough, right? The second one, the Aussie, if you donate $5 to me a month, then that will be a bonus 2 points. It's pretty self-explanatory. Where things get a little bit interesting is with the Sage and Beyond. I'm not going to show you the last one over here. There's one tier beyond this. I'm going to let you click on the link and see it for yourself. But they have the same general idea, where instead of adding points, it's going to be multiplicative. So for the Sage, it's a 3x multiplier. So again, not to insult your intelligence, but if you vote a 1 on a show, then instead of -2 points, it'll be -6. If you vote a 2, then it's just -3 votes instead of -1. Or I shouldn't say negative votes, it's a vote against it. So it'll kind of counterbalance when people give positive votes, right? So 5 will give you +9 votes for it. So it's for shows that you really want to see. Now, this system isn't necessarily perfect. I guess technically you could just do +3 votes for all of the different shows, but at the same time, I like the system because there's no point of doing that, right? If you vote every single show the exact same thing with the exact same rating, then you're basically not voting because it all balances out. So I like the system, and I think this is, we're going to see how it's going to go, but I've got faith this is going to be a more interesting way to decide on what I watch next. Now, how am I going to implement this? I was considering using like emails and looking at who's in my Patreon and just looking at what vote they recorded and increasing that, but that seems a little bit weird and technical and just odd. I don't really like that idea. So I think what I'll do instead is I'm going to make Patreon only polls, or not polls, sorry. I'm going to make a post on Patreon whenever a new poll is live. It'll of course have the link to the video, to the poll video like this one. And it's going to basically just talk about, or it's going to allow you to leave a comment and comment on what you want to vote there. Alternatively, it will incite you to message me directly if you want to stay anonymous. And once you, as a paid member, have made your comments or messaged me, then I'm just going to basically add that to the totals of whatever shows you want to watch or whatever votes you made. And I'll just do it that way. I think that's the easiest and simplest way to do it. So that's my Patreon. Those are my plans. And that's most of the poll. Now for the meat and potatoes, the things that you've all been waiting for, I'm sure. The actual poll itself. So I had a bunch of different contenders, a bunch of different ideas I wanted to potentially bring onto it, but I decided to limit it down just to 5 for now. In the future, if my channel grows and if more people put more suggestions and I see repeated ones, I can change things as they go, but for now, we're just going to start with these 5. And they seem like a pretty good choice to me from what I've seen. So first of all, I'm sure you're not surprised by this. We have Dandadan, which I believe just finished its 2nd season. I think it was last season, like in the winter or perhaps during the fall, but it's obviously an ongoing show. It's obviously incredible. It receives nothing but heaps and heaps of glowing praise. So I'm really excited. I've got a sneaking feeling this one's going to win the poll just because of how universally beloved it seems to be. And yeah, it kind of speaks for itself as to why it's on the poll. Next up is a show I know almost nothing about, actually. Gachiakuta. I don't know anything about this. That's all I can say. I should note for Dandadan, I do know a little bit about it. I know about this nerd who's like looking for aliens and this girl who apparently it's a romance between the two. And she's like popular and she's also very physically capable. And I think the main character might be able to transform or something. And there's obviously like yokai and stuff. But I don't really know anything beyond that. I've also seen the first opening. Gachiakuta, I know nothing about. Haven't seen or heard any of the openings or endings. I don't know anything about it. It looks like an action show, but I'm completely blank. But I've heard really good things. People really like it, so it's on the poll because it seems like something that people are really interested in and something that I would benefit from watching. Next up is a show that almost belongs on the How Have I Not Watched This Yet, my Hin Witties, but it is technically ongoing, and I think this year will be its 3rd season coming out, I want to say. So I put it on here. I've not watched Mushoku Tensei. I know some things about it, like how it's a story that will eventually cover like his entire life. Obviously, jobless reincarnation, he's reincarnated. And I know it's received a lot of it's been very divisive. It seems like a really good show. It seems, and I think the fact that it's very divisive just, if anything, it speaks to just how much of a statement it is, and how bold it is, and how much of a work of art it is. So it's something I'm really interested in. I expect this one will get a lot of 5s and a lot of 1s, and that's really what I'm looking for. That's what I want the most of because I really enjoy that. So Mushoku Tensei, I would love to see that. I think it definitely deserves a place on this poll. And then onto another show I know basically nothing about, Takopi's Original Sin. This one's up there with Gachiuta. People seem to really like it. It seems a lot less action-oriented. I don't know, though. I have no idea what this is about. All I know is that it's like 6 episodes, so it's like a mini-series, so I guess there'd be another poll pretty quickly after this one. But it does seem very highly regarded, and it's also fairly modern, so it goes on the poll. And then finally, we've got Vinland Saga. I think this is the one I'm most excited about, other than Dandadan. I have a bachelor's in history, and I love learning about history. Now, I don't know much about Nordic mythology or about like Viking history or even about European history very much, but I really do love history. I like baking it into my own stories, and I absolutely adore seeing it in other stories. So I would really enjoy watching this. I really look forward to watching it one day. I think it has a lot of potential and a lot of really good stuff, and apparently it has no enemies, so how bad can it be? So I think it definitely deserves a place on this poll. I don't know if it'll do as well as the other ones, because the others are like very like in the moment, people are really hyped about it. Vinland Saga seems to be just a show that people love, so we'll see how it does though. Yeah, that basically does it for this update video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about my poll. Go ahead and vote if you haven't already. Join Patreon if you do want to just support me, or also if you want to have a little bit extra weight in the poll. I try to keep it balanced so that it gives you a significant like reward for being part of my Patreon, but I also didn't want it to be the reason people join Patreon. I want it to be kind of a bonus. Like if you are paying for my content, it's fair that you have more of a say in what I watch, but not enough so much that it completely outweighs people who can't afford to support me like that, because a lot of people can't really. So I tried to find that middle ground, and I think I've done something like that, but let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about also this poll, the plan here, the schedule. And again, it's very up to, this is kind of like the first draft. It's very viable to be changed in the future, but if this does go into place, then it will be around the start of March or so. And yeah, that's what I got. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sharing your comments down below, and for maybe checking out Patreon and the poll. But until the next time, wherever I see you next, have a lovely rest of your day.